Okay. Happy New Year.
Hey! Yes! We're recording this early because we couldn't get together on New Year's Day. So happy New Year, you guys. Happy 2018. You're here with Russell, Sandy, and me for Author Talk. And we're going to talk to you guys about our plans for 2018. So, Russell, what do you have going on this year?
What's the reason we had to record it is because as people are watching this, I am living in a tent in Death Valley.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
I'll see the stars. You know, you say that, but you were supposed to go on a trip too, and you have deserted your poor husband.
Hey, it's going to be 23 at night. I don't see you doing that. I don't see
Well,
you.
we both know I would never do that.
Exactly. So I don't know why you're getting on to me. I wouldn't do it. My husband's the crazy one. I had to buy him a little self-heater thing because he can't. I don't know why he's going to do it.
So, Russell, what's the temperature like in Death Valley?
It's a little bit like Houston is. Okay. It'll be 75 during the day. It'll be down to 45, 50 at night. We have a nice little bitty tent, but we have a pad under it and really warm sleeping bags.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yes, so you'll be fine. See, that's doable. 45, 50 at night, that's doable. Not 23. That's not doable. I know they make sleeping bags for that, but that's just not doable.
Plus, you wouldn't be able to have a mirror to put your lipstick on.
No, I would not. You know, I got to rock my red lipstick out hiking and stuff.
I know. It keeps the bears away.
Exactly. Got to do it somehow.
Since we have traveled so much this year, my husband and I, and we have had to rely on other people to take care of our little furry children, it's our turn. So we're going to stay home New Year's Eve, and everybody else has got plans to go out of town and all those things, visit their dad and stuff like that.
By furry children, do you mean grandchildren?
My grandchildren. My little Chihuahua Dinger and our other two dogs. So
I'm just asking.
I know. Could be though. That's good. So, Aimee, where are you on New Year's? Since you're not going to go camping in 29-degree weather or 20.
No, I'll be at my mom's for New Year's.
And of course, home alone. While your husband's freezing by himself.
No, he'll come back on the 29th. He's going the 26th through the 29th. He'll come back.
Oh, so he'll be there. He'll be with you. He is with you.
Yeah, he can't spend New Year's Eve without me. That's just wrong. He has to spend it with me. So.
Well, your husband and I are both doing the same thing. We're going to see the stars.
Yes, that's what he really wants to do. So that's
right.
That's his Christmas gift.
It's a good gift.
Yeah, he likes it. It works out. So, yeah.
That's great.
That's the first trip. And then we're going to every month or so go on a long 3-4 day weekend, and we're going to camp in this little bitty tent out in the wilderness in a national park in North America.
Nice.
And how many do you want to do over the course of the 2018? How many camping trips do you want?
Maybe 10.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It's awful is what it is. But we already have Yosemite planned if we can get a reservation, and if I don't have trial that week. And we're spending July 4th week at Banff in the national park.
Oh,
so that's good.
Pretty.
So are you planning any overseas travel this year?
Not this year. This year, after we saw China this last year, we want to see some of the natural beauty of our own country a little bit, or Canada.
That's great.
That's nice.
There's a lot to see in this country that I haven't seen yet. Every time we go on a trip, while we were in Boston a couple of weeks ago, we drove from Boston, which is on the east side of Massachusetts, over to New York State, which is on the west side of Massachusetts, to Albany to take care of some business. But the most beautiful drive. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I could drive like that for hours just looking. I got lots of pictures, lots of videos. It was just the coolest thing to drive. So there's a lot of beauty in this country to see. So Aimee, any travel plans for you this year?
No.
Besides your mama's.
No.
Besides San Antonio.
No, but they tend to be spontaneous. So
as they should.
Yeah, I'm excited to see because I'm sure Josh will come home one day and just be like, "We need to go camping," and he'll pick it, and I'll just have to get in the car. So
Right,
we'll
when
see.
it's warmer.
I'm excited to see what comes.
So
Yeah.
speaking of Josh, he just found out he made all A's this past semester.
Yes.
He's a chemistry
He's a chemical engineer
chemical
student.
engineer. Wow.
Yeah.
So, and he's been invited to go to this camp for Shell. So what is that all about? Is that a camp that Shell hosts new engineers graduates? What is it?
No, it's like a drilling camp, like if you're wanting to get into oil and stuff like that. And Shell only invites, I guess, certain people. And so he got invited. So he's going to go to that and learn more about it. So he's excited about it. And then we did find out, I don't know, 2 weeks ago that he's in the top 15%. So.
Well, congratulations. He'll get a job.
Okay. Yay, job.
Yeah, I know. So he's doing really well. I'm very proud of him. So 2018 will be a good year.
It is a good year. So
Yeah.
who wants to go first talking about their 2018 goals and what you plan to do in 2018? Russell,
why don't you go first?
I know, I was like, you brought it up, you go.
Yay! Okay. Well, see, I was going to be polite.
Can we start about your word?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
What was last year's word? Preposterous? What was it?
Last year's word was, for my personal life, was love. Mm-hmm. And for my business life, it was partnering with different people. So it's kind of like this year, I plan to do collaboration. But this year's different. I've never done this before. Never felt. I always just, as I'm reading, I'll notice this one word usually just keeps coming up for me. And I'm like, okay, that's my word. Well, this year, I didn't have one word that kept appearing for me. I had a lot of words. So my word for
Well, you used too many words.
I can think of some special words I could use, but I'm not.
I've heard those words.
I know. So for 2018, my word is words. So for the first month, I'm going to talk about different words. This word, that word. I'm already working on blog posts for that. I'm working on my Facebook banner for that. All different words. And for me, as a Christian, the Bible says that Jesus was the Word of God. So word is my word to kick things off. And then I've got collaboration is one of my words. Receive is one of my words. Giving is one of my words. So each month, so instead of for the year, I'm going to have a word of the month. And each one of those words will have a series of either a video or a blog. And at the end of the year, I will have an ebook that I can have on my website as my opt-in for 2019. That's my
Can I make some suggestions for some of your words?
Yes, you can.
You never listened to my suggestions for last year's word. I never said love. Maybe money.
I know.
There you go.
All words are taken into consideration. Okay, so that's my plan for 2018 as far as my words. And my goals for 2018, which I don't really do a lot of goal setting. I do planning and creating what the year is going to look like. And I am looking at this year working more on building this community that we started in 2017. And Aimee and I started a few months ago by doing a course and doing more videos and doing more Facebook Lives. We've done a few, just the two of us. We did one a couple weeks ago on the trends for 2018. So along those lines.
Was this the info sessions that you kept forgetting what the names were?
I did. And so that is going to be one of our things we do in 2018 is more info sessions where instead of a webinar, this is what we want to do. Instead of a webinar where I send out an email or send out the information and you sign up, I get your email address and we have a webinar. Now we're going to be doing some of those, but I want to do some info sessions where all we do is give you information. What are we doing about this? What's going on in the world of publishing? What's going on in the world of social media? And Aimee will be in charge of that. So our goal in 2018 is to build this community. We'll be starting a membership. We will be having courses, all kind of things, and there will be a level that is very affordable, like $27 a month. And at that level, you get no personal interaction with Aimee and I, but you do get access to the recorded, to some of the recorded courses that we've already done. So that's our plan, is to build this community of authors who support each other, who buy each other's books, who promote each other, who share each other's posts and likes and all of that. So that's my goal for 2000.
We need some of that on YouTube.
Absolutely.
On our new YouTube channel.
Yes, the YouTube channel, which, by the way, the author talks are all on YouTube. So I'll be posting a link. Aimee, I created a Google link that we can use in our promotion of it, so we can kind of see how many people are connecting to our YouTube channel through that link.
I saw that. Look at you go.
Now, Sandy, you were telling us about some business research results you just got back. Will you tell us about that, and how's that affecting what you think about your goals?
Oh yeah, this is fascinating.
Yeah, this is
the
important.
ad that you just ran.
Yeah, break it down.
Okay, so Aimee's been telling us through all the courses we've had, when she's been teaching the social media and the latest and the greatest. So one of the things that we do, Aimee and I do for our clients, is Facebook. Of course, she does a lot of posting and sharing. We all do that, and we do ads. We do Facebook ads. So one of our clients, I just ran a Facebook ad. It was reaching the new year, and we did an ad to just bring people into their site, into their website. And the interesting thing, today was the last day. It was very, very inexpensive. I paid $5 a day for like 5 days, so $25. But what I got from this, the total reach was 5,670 reach.
Local
reach. And when I looked at how it was broken down, it was very interesting, because Facebook allows you to see where your ads are, who that reach is coming from.
Right.
And 13 people out of 5,600, 13 people came from a desktop. So only 13 people were on Facebook on their desktop that saw that ad. Now, to me, that's like, oh my gosh, that would be an accidental thing 13 times. On the other hand, 2,000 were from mobile. So people, connecting on their phone to Facebook and seeing the ad. But the biggest surprise, and this is the first time I've ever seen this happen, is 2/3 of the people came from Instagram. Mm-hmm. And that's what Aimee's been telling us.
I just can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Telling you, Instagram, man. I have a feeling Instagram's going to bypass Facebook, and I think YouTube's going to do it. I feel like it's going to be Instagram, YouTube, and then Facebook.
In the next year, one of the things, and I know it's not my turn yet, we're still with Sandy, but I really want Aimee to give me a better understanding of Instagram, because I can't feel it. I do it, but I can't feel it. I don't understand it well enough. So in the next year, I hope on these videos you can teach us a little bit more about how is that statistic true, and what does that mean as authors trying to sell books?
Yeah, I plan on teaching more courses next year. In this year, 2018, that's my goal, is to teach more basic 101 social media courses per platform. So it'll be a course strictly for Facebook, for Instagram, and Snapchat. And it's just, I just really want to do like 2-week courses that are like an hour a week. That I just want people to know the basics of it, because I feel like that's what's stopping people. So it's more, I guess my word of the year is just helping people with information, so that way they don't feel like they're struggling.
Info session, that's your word for 2008.
Yeah, there you go.
That's her word for you the last year, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's Abundantly Social will be offering that, Russell, so I can help you.
I need that help. I mean, that statistic, I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Instagram was popular and then it died off and then all of a sudden just came back because, everything goes through phases and trends and dies out and stuff. It's kind of like fashion. But Instagram just came back up with, photos, and then they have the stories that you can do and everything like that. It's just become more appealing because it's more popular with the younger generation. And if you're trying to market.
Are they going to have messenger, like a Facebook messenger?
Yeah, they're going to have a separate messenger just like Facebook does. Instagram's actually working on it. I don't know. They're testing it in different countries. It hasn't come here yet, but they are doing that. And I mean, Instagram's making some big changes. And so it'll be exciting to see what happens for the rest of the year. But the one that I'm excited about, and I hope something turns out, is that virtual reality, because I'd love to know how you can use that for marketing purposes. I'm excited to see how that one plays out for sure. I would watch that.
Does Josh have one of those virtual reality things?
Yes, he does.
So does David. So, Russell, do you have one?
No, but my son works for one of those companies.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That's fantastic.
So he has a job.
Yay! That's important.
That was one of my goals for next year.
Wait, that's
not funny. That's not funny.
Well, maybe we should have him on sometime to talk about virtual reality then.
Oh, maybe we should.
Yeah, he can do an info session on that. I'd love to learn more about it.
So did we finish with all your goals, Sandy?
That's my goal. My 2000 year is going to be a year that's slammed with teaching and learning and creating community.
Right.
Aimee, do you have any other goals besides your new courses?
No.
Do you have any goals that you might propose to some of the listeners that don't have an idea of, they may be on Facebook a little bit with their families, but they don't have really a handle on how to get started on social media, like our good friend Sue might have been last year?
Right. So
and we're talking about Sue Hawley, an author that just had a book come out, and she has about 4 books coming out next year.
Right. And I think the number one thing that I would say to do if you're not doing it and to make you more comfortable is to use hashtags when you post. And the only reason that that's super important over having all these different social media platforms is because it's keywords. So if you are an author or you're a business owner, whatever it is that you want to do, and you want people to see you, but you're afraid of really putting yourself out there, hashtags are going to help that get done subtly. It's going to move really slow by only doing that, but it'll get you out there subtly. And so hashtags are really important for any kind of business. And so that's what I would recommend doing. And that's slowly step outside your comfort zone, because hashtags you can use on any platform. So whichever one you're on, if you're not using them, you should.
Even LinkedIn, because when you actually post on LinkedIn, there's a little thing where you can check if you want that put on Twitter to automatically go to Twitter. And if you do, then definitely you want hashtags. So
right. It's just a subtle way of getting the word out there about your business, or whatever it is that you're doing. And you don't want to be so uncomfortable with it, but if you don't want to be such an open book with it, then start subtle and do that. That's one thing I think any business needs to do for 2018 if you don't already do it. It's super important for your business.
And how would you help somebody that didn't know what hashtags to use? What would you suggest they do?
Well, their name of their business or their book, right? So if you're an author, and if you have your own business or you are your business, your name or your business name. That's just a given, really, because you only want to use 4. Another one is what type of business you own, or whatever.
Or genre.
Right, genre book.
Like you tell me to use murder mystery, right?
Yes, that's what I was going next for authors. And then the next 2 are the ones that you kind of play around with and see which ones work. So if you write in a blog post, let's just say, and it's about something going on in the news, then hashtag that, and then hashtag something that's totally irrelevant but kind of in the same area, because it's going to get you more exposure to a different group. But I mean, if you only want to do 2, then your business and your business name, those are the 2 super important ones, because it's what's going to get you out there to your target market, whatever that is. that's going to get you out there. And
it's hard to remember to do that, Aimee. I've started doing that because you told me to, but it's hard to remember. It can be inconvenient too. So you have to discipline yourself.
Right. And that's why if, you don't want to just, I don't even know, kick open the door and just do 4 all at the same time, which is understandable. If you've never done it and you're uncomfortable doing it, I understand that. And so start off with just doing 1, just hashtag your business name or that you're an author. So if someone wants to look up authors, you'll pop up. Or if you want to do 2, then do that. And then the name of your book or the genre that you write in or your business, or just do your name. If you are a public figure or whatever, whatever you're comfortable with doing, but slowly increase it and just kind of play around with it. I mean, my whole thing on social media is it's meant to be fun. And if you try something and it doesn't work, okay, so you figured out what doesn't work, so try something else. Think outside the box. I mean, it's meant to be fun. And if it's not fun for you, then what you're trying isn't working. So then do something completely off the wall and see what happens. Make it fun.
So, Aimee, what about, because I know on Twitter, and I know Twitter is not the most popular one anymore, but they have a list of trending hashtags. Right. So what about going and finding one of those and, one that would work it has to work. It has to be a good match and a good compliment. But that's one of the things I've tried to do for clients occasionally is go see if something's trending in their genre or something.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it's going to put you on that market. Even if it's not anything related to what you're posting about, if it's trending that day and you want exposure because 2 million people are what is the word? Are using it. I know, I'm like, my mind's like ahead of me.
We're recording.
I know, whatever. Using it, then use
and
it.
And Aimee, you and I can't start over like Sandy just did to us before we started
can't,
this.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. We'll run with it.
All of a sudden, I'm over here looking at it, coming up on my Facebook, and I'm like, why am I seeing it on Facebook?
Okay, we have to explain what happened.
So
we started this recording, and Sandy went to push recording so we could record this, and she instead pushed live. So we start off talking about, or Aimee starts off, it's Happy New Year, blah, 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 and she's live. And then Sandy starts, no, stop.
I know she was listening. Me and you were just steady having a conversation.
I couldn't get anybody's attention. You were just going like crazy. You were just keeping on talking. I'm like, no.
We thought you were Daffy Duck.
Especially with my New Year's sweater on.
Oh, yeah, we hadn't looked at this. Back up.
I like it.
That's as far back as I can go.
Now you're out of the picture. Okay, welcome back. There you go.
Okay, welcome. Happy New Year 2000.
Yeah, woohoo!
I bought this for my New Year's party, 1999 to 2000, that we had on Crystal Beach. We had a fire, we had the blaze going, and we celebrated the new millennium.
Wow.
I think I saw that on Entourage. Then everyone took off their clothes and ran into the water, right?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Don't hold your breath.
What are you doing for 2018? What are your goals?
Okay, I need to finish the sequel to Murder for Me.
Yes.
And I'm within 3 or 4 chapters as of today, because I finished chapter 24 today.
Nice.
So I'm within a few chapters of finishing the first draft. And of course, the first draft is always awful. Right. It's a great story, but the words in the first draft are always awful. So then I'm going to rewrite it, hopefully maybe in 30 days, and send it off to beta readers. So I'm hoping to have that book out next year. And this is something that really hit me because of what Sandy said. Remember when we had David Fleur on? And after he talked about his books and how he publicized them, we were talking hypothetically about maybe your suggestions about what he should do next. And by the way, those were really good suggestions.
Yeah.
But what occurred to me was I'm going to take one of those suggestions. What I'm going to do, right before the sequel comes out, I'm going to do a new big weekend for Murder for Me as part of my next step promotion for the next book. So within this next year, I hope for the sequel to come out. I'm going to do a big new publicity thing for Murder for Me. Then right after that, the next book come out, and hopefully the book after that will be not far after that.
But and Russell, you can do it either way. This is what I told David too. You can either do a relaunch of Murder for Me and introduce at the same time. Use that for leverage and introduce the new one. Or you can do a huge launch for the new one and remind people this is the second one in the series. You also need to get Murder for Me. And so
can you do both of them?
You can bundle it.
You can bundle it. That's another.
Anyway.
Well, we got some time, but we want to play around with that because there is there's a lot of things we can do. Lots of ideas. So yay. I'm
excited. I can't wait for it to come out. I've been waiting and I'm on edge. I'd like it to come out.
Well, it took a little bit longer since I wrote the first 4 chapters 4 different times. I did the first 4 chapters. That's terrible. I think I have a good story now. In fact, I think I have a lot better story than I did in the first book.
Well, that would be good doing something.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. So we're going to start wrapping up. But Russell, you and I had talked at one time about doing Comic Palooza. Is that still on the?
I want to do that.
And we were going to have Vola be Maryland, remember? So
yeah, well, Vola is at Aimee's location right now. And I wanted her to make a guest appearance tonight, but she doesn't seem to be available.
No.
Well, we miss you, Vola.
Yeah.
So happy New Year to everyone. And so will we be doing so Comic Palooza means you need someone to be in character. And since Russell's antagonist is Marilyn, and you can see Marilyn, here's what Marilyn looks like on the cover of the book. So someone will be there dressed as Marilyn, and we'll be making that announcement as it gets closer to that time. And that's, I think, a Memorial Day weekend is when that takes place, right?
Oh, I'm going to that.
Yay.
I've gone to it the last 3 years.
I've never been, and I want to go. I'm
never been. I want to go.
It's crazy. Everybody dresses up. If you like to people watch, it's worth the trouble.
Yes.
Yes. I majored in psychology. I like to people watch. Yes.
So, Happy New Year again. We look forward to getting to know you all in 2018. And if you'd like to be a guest on Author Talk, just reach out to us through Facebook in the comments. And we talk to authors, publishers, and other people in the publishing business. So thank you again, Russell. Have fun.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, you guys.
We'll see you next year.
Now push the right button.